Hello, everyone. I hope you and your family and your loved ones are safe and healthy. The times we are in is sad. We all have hundreds of questions and thousands of forwarded messages giving all kinds of information. We don't know what is right and what is wrong, what to trust and what not to. Today, to answer all such questions, we have with us Dr. Kanchan Kaur. She is Director in Breast Cancer Services at Medanta Medicity, Gurgaon. Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Hello, hi Akriti. I hope you are safe and I hope everybody who's listening into this is staying safe and trying to avoid this dreaded virus that has descended upon us, really.
Ma'am, we have a lot of questions. A lot of cancer patients, especially, are coming to us with a lot of questions about COVID and how they can manage their treatment with it. And there are thousands and thousands of questions, but we have made a short summary of the questions that are repeating in themselves. And it would be great, like, if you could answer a few of them.
Sure.
So, ma'am, the first question is that as a cancer patient or as a survivor or even if as their caregivers in this wave, I would say COVID tsunami, what kind of extra precautions can the patient as well as their family members take?
It's the standard same precautions that go for everybody. Okay, everybody has to double mask, everybody has to maintain social distancing, everybody has to follow a very strict hand hygiene. And obviously, with patients who are undergoing cancer treatments, and because their immunity is going to be slightly low, it's like having a little baby in the house, how you'd be a little bit extra careful and ensure that you don't take things lightly when it comes to the set precautions that we are telling everybody to take. So they nothing over and above what is being told to everybody, but to ensure that these basic precautions are being followed very strictly.
Thank you, ma'am. Uh, Also, like, there are certain cancer patients who are getting their treatment done right now, who are undergoing their treatment, their chemos, and some of them have just underwent surgeries, and they're afraid to go to the hospital and continue with their treatment. So we get a lot of questions that shall we just stop our treatment, or what can we do, to avoid going to hospitals at all? So any suggestions to them?
So, Akriti, last year in March, just before lockdown happened, I saw a patient who had an aggressive breast cancer and she was supposed to come to hospital for treatment. But when lockdown happened, she called me to say that I'm very scared to come to hospital now. I don't want to leave home. And we lost track of her for 8, 9 months almost. And then this January, she came in last March, when I had seen her, she had disease which was localized to the breast. When she came back in January this year, not having had stepped out of her house at all, even for treatment, the disease had spread. So her stage 2 disease had turned into a stage 4 disease. So she had turned from what was potentially a treatable, curable disease to something which was now obviously not curable. So I really want to reiterate here that yes, the fear is there. We are even scared to step out to buy groceries nowadays, and then we are telling people to come to hospitals and get treatments done. Understand one thing, there's a big myth that hospitals are full of COVID patients. That's not true. So if you're going to the onco area, you will not have any active COVID patient there. Yes, there could be silent carriers, those are the ones that can spread disease, but it's not that you're surrounded by COVID patients. And as it is, the non COVID areas of the hospitals, every hospital is taking that extra little precaution. There is social distancing, only 4 or 5 people can get in the lift, everybody, there are guards and people there to ensure that you're masked, there are sanitizers everywhere, even in the waiting areas, every alternate chair is taped so you can't sit together. So enough precautions are being taken. So it is a very humble request to anybody who has cancer and is amidst their treatments right now. Please do not sit at home for fear of COVID, because sadly, I know it is very difficult. It's the two C words on your head. You've got COVID on one side and cancer on the other. But remember, COVID is the potential danger, cancer is the actual danger, because you already are dealing with it. So if you are going to take all the precautions and you ensure that in your environment, you're going to your hospital, and you'll see most hospitals are following that, and onco centers are actually a little bit even more crazy about following all the precautions, then please understand it is safe to go and get your treatments done. You cannot sit at home, because if this was a disease that would come and go within 3 months, we'd probably say wait. We don't know how long this is going to go on. Still, we don't know whether we are going to have a third wave. We don't know. So please get your treatments in time.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So the next question is that there are a lot of cancer patients and even survivors who test COVID positive. So what shall they do? Shall they like just go with the treatment that other people are going, or shall they take some extra precautions? Any comment on that?
So these are two different categories. Okay, one is a treated cancer patient who doesn't have active cancer treatments going on other than maybe some maintenance tablets which don't affect immunity. Then they are to be treated as normally as any other COVID patient, obviously understanding whether they have comorbidities like diabetes, hypertension, all the routine. The other category is those who are actually undergoing chemotherapy right now or undergoing active treatments right now, which lower their immunity. So we have to take a bit extra precaution with such patients. So that is why every hospital that is treating cancer patients has protocols on repeating COVID testing within, say, a week, within 10 days, within 15 days, depending on local protocols. So you cannot get your next dose of chemo, or you cannot have your surgery until you've been COVID tested. And only if your report is negative, the doctors are proceeding with treating you. Okay. And if during that test you come back as positive, your treatments will be halted for 2 weeks. And then only will your treatment start. So initially when it all started, we even doctors didn't know a lot, but at least we have some basic protocols now in place. So every patient who is undergoing cancer treatment or active cancer treatment will have to keep undergoing COVID testing at regular intervals to ensure that we don't end up taking them to surgery or giving them chemo while they are COVID positive, which would obviously be a high risk thing. So discuss it with your doctors, and I know most chemo centers are repeating it every 2 weeks. For surgery, we are ensuring that the test has been done within 3 days prior to taking the patient to OT. And over the past 1 year now, we've had many patients who've come back COVID positive. Then we've waited for 2 weeks and then done their surgery. About a month ago, 2 or 3 patients 1 week to 10 days after surgery got COVID, and they went through the normal protocol. Touchwood, all recovered well. So it's not that, yes, your immunity is lower, so outcomes or side effects of the disease might be slightly higher. Some studies are showing that, and that is why that extra care that your oncologists will take. If at the slightest cough or cold or any symptom of COVID, you will immediately be told to get tested and not wait.
And what about cancer survivors? I mean, there are some yearly follow-ups or 6-month follow-ups that they have to take just to ensure that their disease is in check. So a lot of survivors are missing up their follow-up treatments and everything. Suggestions to them.
So now this is the difficult bit. So what we do is, for those patients who had come with early disease, who did not need very extensive treatments, who have crossed that 2-year follow-up mark, we can probably wait, especially during this time when we've got the highest peak going. So once the curve flattens a little bit, COVID is still around, don't sit at home, come and get your tests done. And I've realized a lot of patients are then happier going to standalone centers rather than coming to a big hospital. So, rather than coming to say Medanta to get their mammogram done, they might want to go to a smaller place to get, a standalone area where they can get their mammogram done. But always get this checked with your doctor, whether your doctor is happy to have your test done at whatever place you're doing. So my advice would be, right now when we are in the eye of the storm, so to say, hold on, unless you have a symptom that needs to be looked at. So if at the moment you're not having any active symptoms, all doctors are nowadays doing online consults, audio, video. Talk to your doctor and get a sense of how urgent your doctor feels your routine test is. And for most patients, it is okay to wait till this disease, this peak abates a little bit, and then you can go forward and have your test done. But most certainly, talk to your doctor. That is so, so, so important.
And what about vaccines? Can cancer survivor take a vaccine? And then patients undergoing treatment, can they take a vaccine? A little bit on that.
So oh my God, I think the amount of knowledge that is out there with vaccines, I feel lay people know more than even experts do now, because they're listening, into so much that is on, out there. A lot of it is also very confusing. So, there are very simple, basic things to understand with vaccination. First of all, everybody who falls in the category that should be vaccinated, 18 years and above, must get vaccinated. People call and ask us, I've had cancer, I have diabetes, I have hypertension, should I get vaccinated? There is no major contraindication for you getting the vaccine. So please take the vaccine, even if you've had cancer in the past. That is not a contraindication for taking the vaccine. People are hearing of that one odd side effect, serious side effect, and that's scaring them, and then they're not coming forward to have the vaccine. Remember, out of the millions and millions of doses that have been given worldwide, there are a handful of complications if you look at it comparatively. So yes, there is a risk in everything we do. You risk an accident when you get into a car. That doesn't stop you from getting into a car. So if vaccination is important, it will not prevent you from getting disease, because even those who are vaccinated may get disease. And this is the logic a lot of people are using to say, then why should I get vaccinated? But what we know for certain, because the medical community got vaccinated first, and with the second wave, what we've realized is that lesser doctors are getting COVID, and those who are getting the COVID are not getting serious side effects of the disease. So the intensity of the disease will not be as severe. So cancer patients who've completed their treatments must take the vaccine. Now comes the second category of patients who are undergoing chemotherapy right now, who are under treatments right now which lower their immunity. Should they be vaccinated or not? Now, there is no contraindication as such, but we do know that giving the vaccine means that we want to stimulate your immune system to make the antibodies. Now, somebody who's taking chemotherapy, their immune system has been dumbed down because obviously they're taking chemo. So the efficacy of the vaccine, there is a little question mark on that. Will they produce the antibodies that we want should be produced? Also, just around the time of your chemo, when your white cell count is low, if you take a vaccine just at that time and you get fever, then you might need hospitalization, because fever with low white cell count means you have to get hospitalized. So again, this is protocols vary from chemotherapy units to chemotherapy units. Between two chemotherapy doses, when your white cell counts are near normal, yes, you can get your vaccination done, but some medical oncologists may not want that to be done till your treatments are over. But as such, there is no contraindication.
Thank you for clearing it out. I mean, I think we have so many questions around this thing. So the next question is about reinfection. Now, there are a lot of cases of reinfection happening, and that I got COVID and then I got COVID again. So what are its chances, and how severe is it? Like if I'm getting a reinfection for COVID?
So so for a second, let's keep COVID on the side. Yeah, COVID is what? It's a viral infection. Viral infection is like an influenza. So every winter, a lot of people get influenza, right? And they might get it twice in a winter. Why? Because the virus keeps mutating. So your body may have had produced antibodies to one type till it mutates, and then you can get infected again. So reinfection we are seeing, but it is not as common as we think it is. Okay. And second time round, again, there is no thumb rule to say that it will be less severe than the first time. But generally speaking, if you go theoretically looking at it, because you do have some antibodies made against the virus, reinfection should not be as serious as the infection first time round. But again, no thumb rule on that again. Before I forget, so anybody who has had COVID, please understand, it does not give you the freedom to throw away your mask because you think that reinfection won't happen. So I think it's very important to bring that up. I think, Akriti, what happened is when vaccination started, just towards the beginning of the year, and because a lot of people had already had COVID, we decided we can go to Goa to party, we can have weddings, and we can do everything. So please understand, reinfection can happen. Even after an infection, you can get infected. Even after a COVID vaccination, you can get infected. Disease in you might not be that severe, but you will certainly be a carrier for other members in your family who may not have had COVID, and you may pose a risk to them. So please understand that we have to be masked and double masked. I think, Akriti, here I want to seriously stress this point. Every time in the hospital, still sometimes patients walk into my room. The moment they walk into my room, they pull their mask down and go, we can't breathe. So, it's so important to understand that you cannot take your mask off while talking to somebody in a closed space. Please understand that, okay? Secondly, double mask at this time. So internally wear a surgical mask, and over that you can wear a cloth mask. And the mask should cover from here up to here till here. You cannot have a mask that covers only this much, which a lot of people are doing. It goes from here to here. That is not right. Please understand, it should go under, like when you're wearing your glasses, it should touch the bottom rim of your glass, should cover your entire face. Surgical mask, cloth mask, please double mask, and keep mask hygiene. I see people wearing such dirty masks, so please wash your masks and dispose of your masks in a very sensible way. The disposable masks must be disposed of sensibly.
Thank you for pointing that out. I think it's a very, very important, point to bring out so upfront. Also,
Yes.
so a lot of people are scared of going to vaccination centers with the fear that they might get COVID over there by just visiting the place. And so, how valid is this fear, and what kind of precautions again one shall take while visiting a COVID vaccination center?
So, this is a very, very valid fear, Akriti, because what has happened now is that suddenly when vaccination was started, nobody wanted to get vaccinated. It was very fashionable to say, I don't want to be a guinea pig. I want to see what happens to others, and then I'll get vaccinated. And now when the second wave has hit, everybody wants the vaccine. So vaccination centers are full and they are getting crowded. So I can understand the fear in people's minds about going to a crowded place to get the vaccination done, So again, choose wisely. Go to the vaccine, definitely get your vaccine shots. But when you go to the place, if you see it is very, very crowded, point it out to the administration there, because any place that is getting crowded, even if you're going for a vaccination, is increasing your risk of getting the disease. Again, for the very vulnerable, it might make sense to wait. If you're taking those very extra precautions of staying put at home, not venturing out at all, thoroughly sanitizing any plastic bag that is coming into your house of grocery, then it might be sensible to wait another 10-15 days till the peak goes down a little bit, and then venture out to get your vaccine done. Although having had said that, I would strongly urge everybody to get themselves vaccinated. But what you mentioned, Akriti, is very true, that fear is there because vaccination centers are getting overcrowded right now.
And one last question. How long after being COVID positive I can go for a vaccine shot?
So this question, again, because COVID is a new disease and everybody's, but we know that the immunity that you get from one infection of COVID generally lasts, up to 3 to 6 months. 3 months for certain it will. So there are some guidelines which say that you can wait 3 months and then get it done. Some guidelines say up to 8 weeks. Beyond 8 weeks, you can take it, but I think anywhere between 8 weeks to 3 months is the sensible time to wait before you get your shot.
So thank you so much, ma'am. Any last words you would like to say?
So again, Akriti, I'm telling all my patients this, and because this is especially a fora for cancer patients, um, please understand self-examination every month. If you pick up a problem, don't wait for COVID to end, because honestly, in January this year, when things started opening up, every single patient who was coming to clinic was telling us, I felt this lump last year, March, April, when lockdown happened, but I was too scared to come. Then it was small, now it is big. And this same story might repeat next year. We'll see those who were missed from this year. So again, I will reiterate that onco centers are not hotbeds of COVID. It is safe to talk to a doctor, do an online consult first if you must, but please do it. Do not ignore signs of cancer. Cancer does not know that COVID is going on, so it will not stop. It will still continue at the incident rates that we have in India. So get your tests done, get your treatments done. For follow ups of treated patients, talk to your doctor and see if you can wait. Everybody, please get vaccinated. Double mask, double mask, double mask. It's so, so, so important to understand that.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for your time. And thank you for wonderful information in very simple words, but yet straight words. That is so very important right now. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Akriti. I think you're doing such a brilliant job at educating the cancer community. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Take care.